was a massive undertaking. It was a huge success. On the other end, we've had products. Multi-million-dollar, massive multiplayer online games like Warhammer Online, Lord of the Rings Online, most recently Lego Universe, which was a campaign built out over 2 years. Some corporate element to that, but mostly focused on the product. So building out a plan to strategically release information about the game slowly over time so we could build out buzz leading up to launch. Hopefully drive day one.
That's a great strategy. If you actually, you got to have this I guess this release cycle of news instead of just doing it all at one time.
Right.
Me as an individual, I'm thinking, okay, I just do whatever I can to get out there.
You want to get out there.
Maybe
right?
it's better to
if you have a lot to work with, that's what we do as PR professionals. Is we look at what are the communications opportunities. What has worked for us in the years and years and years that we've been doing this as a full-time job, so that we don't miss those opportunities. We say, oh, you just dumped all these assets on us. We got screenshots, we got concept art, we have video trailers, we got a teaser trailer. How much time can you give us? Well, how much time do you have to launch? Now, okay, so we have 6 months to launch. Great, so we have all this stuff. Now, let's slowly start releasing it. First, we're going to announce it. We're going to announce maybe this tech startup is working on something crazy and new. They're going to go into beta soon. Next, we announce the funding. Next, we release screenshots of this product. Next, it's an actual hands-on video trailer of how it actually works. Now we launch it and get the maybe we get the closed beta out, maybe we get the open beta out. There's definitely a strategy that aligns with sort of the business strategy as well, but a lot of times it's just strictly communications. How can we build up anticipation and buzz? And it goes with any industry. I mean, I was just watching Batman Rises today. I love the new Batman series, and Batman Rises teaser trailer just came out today. We all know there's a lot of footage that they probably have already captured. There's probably a lot of stuff they can do and release. You don't want to just dump everything out there at once and then go silent for a year and then bam, another climax. Even within the movie itself, it's building anticipation, and you hit the climax point. You come down, and then you have a big finale. It's in human nature. We want to be anticipating what's going on. We want to be eager to see what happens, and these guys are running a business. It's a business in the end. If it's not a business, you're not going to get these great products, unfortunately, because there's no reason for them to reinvest.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to driving those day one sales and sales at launch, and it's building that anticipation and hype that generates the most excitement and buzz and sales.
I think that even doing it over a longer span, it helps with the impression, it helps with the branding, it just kind of just builds.
And you're able to control. You're able to control the message. Like I said at the very beginning of the interview, it's easy to throw a product or a brand out there and just kind of let it flail around and let people discover what it is and formulate their own opinions. There's only a certain amount of control you can do. Some of it is going to be negative no matter what. But that is what we build into the strategy, is how can we, number one, go out there and announce it and make sure we get the right message out there. Just facts. Here's what it is. Here's our mission as a company. Here's the product. Here's the value it's going to bring to everyday life. And that serves as a foundation for which you build this program. And then you start doing all these other things, positioning the executive as a thought leader if it's necessary. Here's the different use cases for the product, and we build that up, and then finally it gets close to launch. Now we get the reviewer to actually, or the reporter to actually review a product. So now it's a hands-on story. People are like, oh, no, I can't wait to try it out now. She's saying decent things about it. And it also, over that slow period of time, it also allows the company to take a look at what people are saying over time. Is this something we want to continue to pursue? Do we need to switch mainstream before we go too deep? Especially with startups who are raising a ton of capital to operate over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. What is the runway time? I was just reading an article by Jason Calacanis about that. What is the ideal runway time for a startup? The amount of funding you need and what you're burned through. You can use communications as a vehicle to sort of strategically disperse messaging, see what is the public reaction. Are people warming up to this? Are they biting back? Do they not get it? Is something wrong? Right? You can continue to fine-tune your communication.
Thinking about that, do you guys have basic indicators that you use to value the success of one campaign versus another, or one?
Yeah, certainly. It's not like advertising where it's sort of that, an impression is pennies, right? Or $1,000, so
Yeah.
very decent publication. But when it comes to PR, certainly there's coverage results. So whenever we go out with a press release or whenever we pitch a story idea and there's a big story, an actual original feature story that's written, there's a certain amount of value to that. Certainly you can look at it in terms of here are the unique monthly views, visitors to the website. So you can kind of calculate, all right, well, it's sat on the front page for X amount of days. It was featured. So you can say that, that's in terms of impressions, it at least is worth this much. But an editorial impression is worth, you can't even put a value on that in comparison to a banner ad impression. Seeing a banner ad is nothing in comparison to reading an article and being influenced by that from a reporter that is ethical, that is honest, that speaks to the appropriate audience, and that you trust as the reporter. So that's the real value in PR, and that's kind of where we really focus a lot of our attention. How can we get those stories that really helps to drive decisions, purchasing decisions? And certainly not to discredit advertising. Advertising is a component of the marketing plan. It should not be ignored. It should certainly be used as PR is as well. And more recently, social media. And how does it all overlap? How does it all work together?
PR has been around before the internet. You see this history of PR being used in the newspapers. That's my first impression of it.
Yeah.
And then you see this digital, revolution happen, and newspapers are paper-wise, they're shifting.
Right.
How's the PR industry? Is that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, PR, in a sense, it moves a lot quicker now. I mean, as we know, it has to keep up with the content, and in digital media, this content cycle is just so fast. We have to work much quicker. Going 10 years back, 10, 15 years back, largely working more with print. Print has longer lead times. We're looking at 3 months, and you're working on a month-to-month cycle. I have a buddy in production over at GQ who, it's 2 weeks, it's intensive work getting the magazine together. The other 2 weeks, things slow down. So it's a cycle, and it works. It moves in a cycled pace. In the online world, it's every single day, it's every minute, which has caused, I think, the publishing industry to become so much more competitive and so much more focused to be put on original stories and being the first to cover a story. And so as a PR professional, it's become more challenging to go out there because there's so much more noise to compete with. The opportunities open up because there is more opportunity for coverage. There's so much more inventory to go out and film, people looking for ways to fill it, as opposed to print. Landing a print story is tough because you only have X number of pages. Those pages are worth a lot of money to advertisers, so you better bring value that is going to even bring more ad dollars or sell more issues, so that it increases the rates of the ad buys. In the online world, it's extremely tough. We're in a one-on-one engagement with reporters, but we have to know what it is that they're writing, who is their audience, getting them information in a very timely manner. In some cases, using exclusives to the advantage, where if we have a press release that we have drafted, or just a feature story, maybe some sort of a unique story idea, and allowing a reporter to be the first one to break it, those minutes are crucial for that publication to attract an audience that's looking for information about a company or product. For that audience to come there and that reporter to say, I just broke this news, I'm the first one to have it, and the audience says, wow, I can rely on this reporter to be the first one to talk about it, I'm going to keep going back. The more they spend time, the more pages they view, the more advertising dollars are pumping in, the more ad impressions are being delivered. The reporter builds credibility for being the one that breaks news. It's great for their job. Bosses love it, and they're all generating more revenue. So if we can continue to work on that relationship where the reporter's happy, we're getting them good stuff, they're allowed the first one to break it. Even if they don't break it, we get it to them in a timely manner. As soon as the press release goes out, we get it in their hands. We know your audience will like this, and hopefully they do. They cover it, they're happy, we're happy, and our clients are happy.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of just doing your job well and right.
So tell me a little bit about TriplePoint. What's the service values, or what is it that you guys provide?
Yeah, sure. So we're a full-service PR agency. and sort of our domain expertise lies in the technology and video game space. We've been around for about a decade now. And technology covers so many things, right? I mean, video games covers many different things.
You even talked about fashion, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, we've done fashion clients, we've done pet food clients, we're doing a fitness client right now. So technology is in all aspects of our lives. So when I say technology, I'm not afraid of pigeonholing myself, but I do have to explain it. The technology is in everybody's lives, and therefore we've really kind of branched out to engage in the consumer press, business press as well. But as a company, full service agency, we do a lot of different things. But really the core of it is in us having built experience over time and doing really professional PR work, which is taking a look at a brand or a company that might come to us, taking a step back and saying, what are your goals? What is your business? What are you looking to offer to the public that is of value? Really analyzing that, breaking it down to the simple core messages, going through that exercise with the executive. Maybe it's identifying some executives as thought leaders, maybe great speakers, and then building out a plan from that and saying, well, here are the opportunities. And our domain experience or domain expertise in those segments allows us to keep our finger on the pulse and know what people are talking about. It allows us to anticipate what people are going to talk about, which allows me to go back to a client and say, man, we need to be considering going out with a story like this soon. Maybe we need to go out with an opinion editorial position, executive. So our job is to ensure that we don't miss any opportunities when it comes to press engagement.